Hi, my name is Isabella, and I've dealt with something only a select few people have dealt with, and that's losing a parent at a young age and how it affects people. Only 3.5% of kids in this world have gone through this experience and had to live the rest of their life with just one parent. Over the course of the past few weeks, I've done research on just how much kids are affected by this. In 2011, around 18.4% of dropouts around the world indicated it was because of recent or past deaths or illnesses of a family member. At the end of this article, I read that the publisher said this: the pain associated with the loss of a parent will likely never go away completely, but the surviving parent and their children will find happiness again. This statement shows the real truth. Everyone wants to believe the pain will eventually go away, but it never will until you realize it's there and learn to deal with it. I learned to let it motivate me and not keep me down, but rather fuel my fire to strive to be the best me I can be. Even though only a small percent of the population has had to deal with it, I found that many famous people today and many famous and successful people in our world today have dealt with this. For example, people like Eddie Murray, one of the funniest actors ever, had his parents divorced at the age of 3 and his father was killed when he was just 8 years old. Another actor or comedian, Stephen Colbert, lost his mom at the age of 10, but they kept striving and turned their dreams into reality. The number one thing I want everyone to learn from my documentary is that things will always get better. Even though it might still suck, you have to take one day at a time and learn to take all the punches that this world will throw at you. The grass is greener on the other side. Thank you. Hi, my name is Isabella, and for this part of my documentary, I'll be interviewing my sister Brooke. How old were you when your father passed away?
I was 9 years old. I just turned 9.
How did you feel as a 9-year-old at the time? Did you have any feelings towards it, or was it kind of just...
I didn't really have any general feelings towards it. I didn't really know what to feel at the time at such a young age.
Yeah. Where were you? Were you living? Where were you living when your father passed away, and did you move?
We were living in Colorado at the time, and we ended up moving to Georgia after his death.
How did your dad's passing affect you pursuing your dreams and kind of just wanting to do whatever you can do?
It hasn't affected it too much. I still believe I can do pretty much anything that I put my mind to. And I know that my mom and my brother will always be there to support me, and no matter what I choose.
Well, thank you. Thank you for interviewing with me.
Thank you.
It's nice meeting you. Hi, I'm Isabella, and this is my mom, Sally Isabella, and I will be interviewing her for my documentary. So tell me some information about your life before this tragic event happened.
So my husband and I were married in 1997, and we actually waited a little bit before we had children, and then we had a boy, and 4.5 years later we had a girl. And so we had lived in Florida, moved to Georgia, and then unfortunately my daughter got sick and we ended up moving to Colorado.
Was when your husband passed away, was it expected? Have you had any health problems before, or was it unexpected?
It was unexpected. Unfortunately, he was absolutely fine. He actually coached a baseball game, my son's baseball game, the night before, and he had a heart attack in his sleep.
Did you and your husband ever discuss if something like this were to happen, what you would do with the kids and how you would continue to raise them?
Unfortunately, we had discussed making sure we had life insurance. However, a plan on what was going to happen, we had not, especially since my daughter was sick at the time, and us uprooting and moving to Colorado. We really did not have a lot of support out there, so no, I really didn't have a plan.
How old were your kids when this happened?
My daughter was 9, and my son was 13, almost 14.
And how did this affect you mentally, and how did you find the power to keep going and not just give up?
I will tell you definitely that my kids were the reason that I kept going. I knew that they were watching every move I made, and the choices that I made, they were going to use as their own. So I had to make sure that they knew that I was going to keep going and that we weren't going to let this hold us back, and we were going to keep him fond in our minds and know that he was in a good place, and that we could make it work. We were going to survive.
If you could give any advice to any parents that have dealt with a similar situation like this, what would you say to them?
I think just that. I think it's very important to have them understand that we don't want to play the victim. We want to make sure that your kids know that yes, this happened to them and it's a very sad situation. However, we're gonna move forward, and we're going to make the best of our lives, because you're a parent's. That's the parent's dream. They want you to succeed in life, a child to succeed. And knowing he's not here to watch it, he's still here, and it's definitely for them. And so he sees all that they're doing, and I always wanted them to know that if he could be here, he would be here, and he wants to be here. But although he's not, doesn't mean that it needs to hold you back. You definitely need to move forward. So I feel like, and any parent that would be going through that situation, and the children, they need to make sure, the parent needs to make sure that they role model that for their child, that they can still have everything and do everything that they are looking to do, and follow their dreams, even though something significant that was negative happened in their life.
I agree. Well, thank you so much for being a part of my documentary and this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.